Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Wednesday, the 27th of January 2021. Forex too, but there's nothing to say about Forex. It was pretty dead yesterday. So let's just focus on the stocks and futures stuff. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. As you can see, it's been so flat. Like, look at that. 5 days in a row, just so tiny, except for the one dip. One day, it's just nuts. Like, this is so hard to even look at. Crude oil, up 37 cents to 52.98, still under the risk line from the 13 sell signal. Gold down $2.50. S&P cash loses $5.74, so there's no 13 sell signal there, although we're obviously very close. NASDAQ 100, which had a 13 sell signal, tucked up against that risk line, doesn't look good. So the S&P is down 5, the NASDAQ's up 6. Pretty much a dead flat day in the markets. The SOX down 47.43. Now, by the way, the NASDAQ futures are showing plus 76 in the morning, even though the ES is down, but a lot of that's on GameStop, GME. We'll talk about that in a minute. The biotech's down 94.48 on the session. Russell 2000 down 13.41. VIX down 17 cents, which is nothing, 2302. That red static trend line continues to be support. Trend closes at 0.76, puts the 10-day moving average at 1.05. NASDAQ volume was 6.8 billion shares, so not super anything compared to what we've been seeing the last few weeks. NASDAQ advanced decline ratio negative 976, so more stocks down than up. It started out basically positive, so that's a big deal. Advanced decline ratio on New York was negative 586. Google gains $13.67. That's a new closing high on Google, at least. Apple up to 24 cents to 143.16. Also just barely a new closing high. Netflix up $5.15. That's down from the highs. Amazon up 32.13. This thing's just been so dead flat. I mean, literally sitting inside the candle from back in July, right? That 4th of July candle, we're sitting inside of it. Tesla up $2.29, which is great. Facebook up $4.04. Also sitting inside of a candle from August, at least in this case. Zoom down 17.44. Looks like a blip. Goldman Sachs down $1.28. TLT, the 20-year bonds ETF, is down 29 cents. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 22 points. The Bitcoin is sitting at 31,725. If I look at the intraday action on the ES, look at that. Look how flat that was. Small gap up, filled it, dead flat the entire rest of the day. Nothing happened at all. Same thing on the NASDAQ. I mean, so flat, not tradable. This is not what we like to see. This is not how the world works. We're not going to make money doing this. And it is what it is. In terms of economic data on Wednesday, we do have the Fed meeting. That will be, the announcement will be at 2 o'clock with the press conference at 2:30. In the morning, we also have durable goods at 8:30 and crude oil inventories at 10:30. So hopefully, maybe the Fed meeting will do something. But there's nothing, they're not going to change rates, so it's not going to be about that. It's just going to be about the conversation of what's going on. If we gap up and sell off on the NASDAQ, that could be a big deal because we're right up against that risk line. So let's just see how that goes. And at some point, hopefully that means we're going to break and head lower. And I'd like to see that happen. If you look at the NASDAQ here, this is the NASDAQ side, right? The target on the NASDAQ then becomes, we're at 13,560. It goes under 12,000, that static trend line, the red line, if that's where we go. So if that's what the move is, down to the downside. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Wednesday.